Hey guys, and welcome to the newest episode of Modified Tile Bag Scrabble, where Quackle and I are going to be bingoing a lot. Now, more specifically, the way this game is going to work is the bag is still going to contain 100 tiles, but instead of the normal distribution, we're going to have the word retains multiplied by 14. So 14 of each of the R, E, T, A, I, N, and S for 98 tiles, as well as the 2 blanks. So retains, of course, are the 7 best bingo tiles in the Scrabble bag, and the rack retains famously makes 9 7-letter words in the North American Dictionary, the most of any 7-letter rack. They are ANTSIER, ANESTRI, RETINAS, RETSINA, RETINES, RETINES, STEARIN, STEARIN, and NASTIER. So there's going to be a lot of bingos played this game. They're not going to score a lot because they're all one-pointers, but it's going to be quite wild, so let's go ahead and jump right in and see what happens. So, it looks like I'm first, and, well, I'm not going to be starting with a bingo. So, maybe this won't be as crazy as I thought in terms of the number of bingos. We'll see. But I still have, of course, a lot of good tiles here. I think trading 3 is in order. Probably just trade AAE. Not really anything to be done here in terms of playing. I mean, I'm not going to waste my S and play a C for 8 or something like that. So, yeah. Trading AAE looks pretty good. Alright, well now I'll be bingoing. I have sarsenet, another word that comes up pretty often. Yeah, every bingo you see here most likely is going to be pretty high probability. By that I mean it comes up fairly often in actual games. But we'll see what Quackle is thinking of here. Is it going to bingo? Is it going to trade? Is it going to do something else? I mean, there's probably not going to be all that many non-bingo plays. Okay, it does bingo with tanners. I mean, like, there's just not going to be all that many non-bingo plays because, like we saw in my first rack, if you can't bingo, you're often just going to be better off trading because these are all one-point tiles. You're never going to be scoring more than like 12 without bingoing. So, alright, my best play is definitely going to be double-doubling through this E. So I have sarsenet, a center. What else do I have? I have earnests and STEARINs. I think that's it, right? So a center looks decent, I guess. Or sarsenet, I don't think it really matters all that much, to be honest. I mean, again, I'm not worried about scoring plays. Everything is a one-point tile, which gives back fewer bingos. I mean, they all float E's. It's pretty hard to say. Yeah, I have no idea what I should do here. I guess here, at least, the S's aren't in lines with a double word score, so at least now if Quackle's forced to bingo to an S, it either has to not score as much or bingo here and then open a triple-triple. Whereas if I play sarsenet or earnests, I put the S in a double line. I don't know. I'm just grasping for something to differentiate these plays because there's not much of a difference. I'll just play a center. All right, we're definitely bingoing again, so that's good, but not entirely unexpected. One thing we're going to want to watch out for, guys, though, is the I's because I'm already noticing that the first 2 bingos didn't have an I, and I only have 1 I. I have 3 7s on this rack, Sainers, Serines, and Serians, so I'm not sure if the 7s play, but I've got a plethora of 8s, too, through a lot of options here. I mean, centuries. Actually, I don't know, maybe I don't have as many options as I thought. Because I don't think there's an 8 through the R, re-risen doesn't take an S, or through the A. So maybe I don't have quite as many options as I thought, but I'll almost certainly still be bingoing. And Quackle is not bingoing. Interesting. Aim for 14. So it's got to have a pretty good leave if it's going to be willing to do that. But yeah, like I said, I mean, pretty much all the plays that aren't bingos are going to score about 14 points. You're not going to see 38-point non-bingos. It's just not possible since, once again, everything is a one-point tile. And similarly, a play like Serines here, I don't really want to play Serines because that takes the front E for Esserine, so I don't want to give that back. But something like this or Sainers is fine. It doesn't really matter. Like, normally Sainers is safer because with Serines, I put the E next to this double letter in this line over here, and if, say, something like Zeta or Jeep came down, that would be a lot. But here, it doesn't matter. They're all one-pointers. I don't care if he plays Neat for 15. Like, it's not a big deal. So it doesn't actually matter too much, I don't think, whether I play Sainers or Serians. Again, I don't want to agonize over this kind of decision all that much. I might as well play it here. It's more points than playing it under Tanners with Serines, and I also don't want to give back I definitely don't want to give back the Esserine, so if I can help it. Yeah, I don't know, STEARINs or SANERS, which is harder to overlap. Probably SANERS, putting the two vowels next to each other. I don't know. Again, I don't really think it matters all that much, to be perfectly honest. So I guess I will just play that. Alright, we got some A's, so probably going to have to take a break from bingoing here, unfortunately. I have anemias with an M, but I don't think I'm getting an M. I mean, I guess that's actually possible. There are 2 blanks. I did forget about that. There are 2 blanks, and the blanks are not restricted to being the tiles and retains. They can be anything, so I guess maybe Quackle will float a blank M? Be pretty shocked, but crazier things have happened in this game before. Quackle thinking for a while here. Is it not bingoing again? Let's see. I feel like if it's probably not bingoing. If it's yeah, it's not. Wow, Ani for 13. Interesting. And I'll probably be doing something similar. I'm definitely getting concerned about these I's, like I said. Also, the T's a little bit are starting to accumulate, but mostly the I's, just because having 3 I's is an absolute disaster. Like, if we look at the vowels, right, there are already considerably fewer A's and E's left than I's. That was only the second I out of 14. Once again, there are 14 of each of these 7 tiles in addition to the 2 blanks. So definitely we're going to want to watch out for those I's. So, I mean, I could just play off AA somewhere. Like, I definitely don't want to do this, because obviously I'm not worried about scoring plays, but I don't want to give back a triple-triple. Like, I mean, C-Train or something like that, even as 131. There's just no good reason to do that. I would kind of like to get rid of the I think, though, just because there's so many left, but maybe it isn't a great way for me to do that. Like, it's still more important to get rid of the duplicate A's than it is to get rid of the I. So probably just AA. I think it's still better than trading. I mean, AEINS is still a really good lead. Like, as long as I draw a consonant. And I don't want to keep 3 vowels. Like, I don't want to do this. So yeah, I think AA, probably just here. I mean, I think it's 10 points. It's probably the most I'm going to get. Yeah, I don't see how I'm going to get more than 10. So, yeah. I mean, let's do it. Hopefully I can bingo next turn. But we'll see. Well, that'll definitely do it for bingoing. I got a blank. Safe to say that pretty much with whatever rack you have in this pool, if you have a blank, I mean, unless you have like 4 of something, you're probably bingoing. Yeah, I should have a million options here. I mean, not actually a million, but probably over 100. But we'll see. See what Quackle does. Is Quackle going to not bingo again? I'd be surprised. I feel like Quackle's... Alright, oh boy. Okay, Trientes. Wow, putting the T there for... Really? Why wouldn't you just play it to the other S and seniors for 2 fewer points and not open that? Is that really necessary? I mean, that just... Like, I might be a little bit biased given what I have, but... Given I have the blank, but like... In this game, with 14 retains in the pool, you're really going to do that for 2 more points? And again, this isn't Speedy Player, this is... Also, you could have played Interest there. Why did Quackle not play Interest for, like, 2 more? And not open it, right? Quackle could have just played Interest through that S. I do not understand this play at all. And, like, if it were Speedy or something, but if it was Speedy, you would have just played Interest, because that's more points. I don't know, guys. This is an absolutely baffling play, especially after AA in this game. Like, signaling a vowel-heavy rack, right, with AA, you're floating a T in the 3rd to last spot for, like, ATES words. And yeah, I have animates. I mean, I have probably multiple triple-triples here, right? Like, I don't even know if it's worth spending more time. I see animates, and again, positionally, it doesn't really matter. I guess if I can put a tile that's a little harder to start with than an S in the last spot, that would be good. Stancia. I mean, I don't want to... That doesn't work. I don't want to spend a ton of time here, though. Astenia. Maybe there might not be as many triple-triples as I think. How with an R? Artesian, Ratines, C-Train, Santeria, and ANTSIER. None of those are triple-triples. Fantasia. Do I not have any triple-triples other than animates? I might not. That's crazy. Sanative doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. I might not actually have another triple. As wild as that looks, it feels like there should be a ton. But I might actually... Fantasy doesn't work. I didn't see that one before, but... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. I think I'm just going to play Animates. I mean, it's still 122 points. But, I mean, the game is far from over, right? Like, yeah, that was 122 points. That's probably 2 normal bingos in this game. But if I draw racks like this, and there are going to be more racks like this to be had with all those eyes left, and Quackle just bingos twice more than me, then it's a game. So, definitely not over yet. Yeah, I'm going to probably... I might even want to trade IRR here, but we'll see what Quackle does. Rins. Wow. Weird looking play. It must have a lot of consonants. Yeah, I guess... Look at all those T's left. Oh my goodness. Wow, there's really starting to be a huge T overabundance, and I don't have any of them. Wow. That's something we're really going to want to watch out for. Do I have anything with rinse that's worth playing? Not really. Ending in NER, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not going to play Riser. I don't think that's worth it. It's actually a decent score as far as non-bingos go for this game. 24 points. I feel like if I trade IRR though, like with all those T's left, if I draw a T, like I'm bingoing almost always. I feel like if I trade IRR, I'm just so likely to bingo that that's still probably better. I mean, I feel like, again, I feel like it's probably rare to play. It's rarely correct to make a play in this game unless you're playing the exact tiles you'd want to trade anyway. It's just not worth it when you're so likely to bingo. And bingoing is going to just score so much more than any actual play because you're only dealing with 1-point tiles. I almost have irritates through this AT, actually, if I had a T instead of one of my 3 Rs. But no such luck. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a place to play off IRR together. So... yeah, I think trade 3 it is. Let's do it. Trade IRR. And do I got a T? Should be something, right? Stirrers? Or maybe another R? It's gotta be something. I feel like. Well, let's see what Quackle does first. Whoa. Tarns for 7. Just completely throwing caution to the wind. Well, if I can't bingo, then I guess I'll just play like... I mean, I should block that. I'll just play like Sirs or something. Can I really not bingo? I mean, there's no 7. Put a 9 through the AT? I don't see it. NA. Strainers, restrains. I think I can't bingo here. Amazingly. Maybe like a 10 through this IN and this E. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I have a bingo here, guys. It feels like I ought to, but I don't think I do. So, yeah, I mean, at this score, I think I want to block that. And if I just play Sirs or Srees, it's a good leave, ERST, especially with all those eyes. Like, yeah, this has got to be right. Assuming I'm not missing a bingo, I think this has got to be right. Wow, that's not what I wanted. Didn't expect that. Interesting. And Quackle bingo, so things are starting to get a little close again. And yeah, I am definitely starting to have T problems, which I knew would be a factor at some point. I didn't necessarily expect drawing 3 consonants. So I think I should just play Tread. Again, it keeps the best leave possible of STER. We're definitely going to run into an E shortage too. Only 4 E's left, so we may not be seeing all that many more bingos, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, Tread also sets up the S. There's only 3 left. I think that's reasonable. I don't see anywhere else to get rid of TTR. It's definitely better than trading. So, yeah. I don't think I want to actually play off Tret. I mean, I could play Tret here, but the E is too valuable. Again, there's only 4 E's left, and the E is so useful for bingoing. I think Tret here is the right play. So let's do that. All right, well, now I'll be bingoing, but Quackle might be too. It looks like, just based on the speed at which it's going. And Cestine, indeed, comes down. So Quackle takes the lead, but not for long, because I've got AEINRST, Asteria, and Atresia here, and, well, Asteria's, at the minimum, is going down. But let's see, do I have AEINRST, right? Oh, no, it makes RA. Almost had AEINRST over here, but then I saw RA, which is not a word. Atresia and Asteria won't fit there, so yeah, Asteria's is the best thing I see at the moment. AEINRST to Arietta's. Atresia. Alright, I think Asteria's looks best. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. 4 eyes? Well, I'm definitely trading. And, yeah, I'm going to have to hope Quackle's got a boatload of T's. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to trade. There's only 16 unseen tiles. Shoot. Please don't bingo. If Quackle bingos, I think that's GG. Yikes. And I guess I could play Inia to this A if I can't trade or Iris. Like, I can get rid of 2 eyes at least. Please don't bingo. Is that blank, too? I gotta hope it's got a lot of T's. So if it doesn't have a lot of T's, it's bingoing. I mean, look at that pull. Yeah, I think if it bingos, I just lose. It doesn't. Okay, let's go. Net. Well, so the good news is it doesn't bingo, it scores 4. The bad news is I can't trade. There's only 6 in the bag. 13 unseen tiles, 13 minus 7 is 6, and you can't trade with fewer than 7 in the bag. So, I have to make a play. And wow, would I love to trade here. I mean, I think what this is going to come down to, guys, is, you know, a 34-point lead in this game with all 1-pointers is going to hold on, I think, as long as Quackle doesn't bingo. So, but, I mean, Quackle's going to bingo. Like, look at that pull. I mean, it's very unlikely that Quackle is not bingoing next turn, I think. So, actually, one thing I could consider, though, this is interesting. There aren't a ton of spots to bingo. I could try to play defense with Inia. This is an extremely defensive play because it blocks next to Asteria's over here, the C column. Right? Without Inia on the board, it's very easy for Quackle to play something there, just starting with like TA or anything. But the only thing that goes in front of SI is a P. So unless Quackle makes the blank a P and fits something there, like Apteria, which is possible, it's pretty tough. It also blocks this T to Trets, which could be pretty conducive to EST bingos. And now it does open this I in Inia for possible 8s through the I, but at least the I would have to be in a specific spot. It's not that easy to hit. And if Quackle bingos through the I, it's going to be giving me a couple more lines to work with on the left, which, you know, depending on what I draw from that pool, I could have a decent shot at hitting. So I kind of like this play. It also plays off 4 tiles instead of 3, which is probably good just to maximize my chances at drawing the blank or maybe the S. Both to get it myself and also deprive Quackle of the opportunity of getting it. Yeah, I mean, depending on how strong Quackle's rack is, I mean, even bingos like through this R and Asteria's underlapping net could even be possible. Like, if it has Satire and a blank, like, I'm probably just not going to stop it. But I think Inia at least will hopefully force it to... Because, like, also right now, like, if I just do anything, basically, inconsequential, if Quackle bingos here, I don't want Quackle to bingo here, because then, again, it's not giving me anything. Like, the only thing it's giving me is this tile on the 10 row, which will have to be specifically in the 3rd spot. Otherwise, it's giving me nothing back. With Inia, I force any bingo Quackle has, in theory, to, excuse me, to give me a good shot at a counter bingo, which I'd probably need to win the game. Like, I don't see how I can possibly win if Quackle bingos and I don't bingo back. Like, I think pretty much Quackle needs to out-bingo me at this point to win the game. Like, if I bingo, I should win. If I don't, then I just need to stop Quackle and I should win. So, yeah, I really like this play. I'm going to do it. Oof. So, wow, this pool is deadly. But if I get a T, I have Irritate. If I get an I have retiari, R-E-T-I-A-R-I-I. If I get an S, if it's in the first spot, I have rarities. So, we just wait and see. Quackle could also potentially not bingo here, which would be interesting. And then I might even want to pass. We'll have to see. I mean, yeah, if like Quackle fishes off a T. Because, like, also, if Quackle plays Tirius through this R and Asterius, I triple out with Irritate and win. This is a wild position. Is there anything that it could have with a blank P with Psi? I don't think so. But see, the problem, I guess, too, is if Quackle fishes and I pass, then Quackle would fish again. But they would need to draw something in 2 spots, which it wouldn't be that easy to do. I don't know. This is a very complicated position. It's also possible, guys, that Quackle does not have a bingo right now if it doesn't have the blank. If it has the blank, then I think even if it has 3 T's, it probably can bingo. But maybe not. If it doesn't have one of the blank and the S, depending on what it has, especially if it has 3 T's, then I think there's a reasonable chance it doesn't have a bingo. And I don't have Retiari now, right? It doesn't quite fit. R-E-T-I-A-R-I-I. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and it doesn't quite work here either because it runs into invalid 3s. So yeah, Quackle Championship player taking its time here, as it should. This is actually a pretty fascinating position because, yeah, like I said, the most likely spot for Quackle to bingo, if it can bingo, is through this I in India. And I just don't think if I don't have a bingo back, I can win. Because with only 2 tiles left, Quackle's going to go out. And, I mean, I'll be able to play, like, Trier or something under here. And I'll be up, like, probably 10 after that. But I think Quackle will probably get enough to win by, like, 10 in the endgame. It'll be actually kind of close. Maybe closer than I realized. You know, it's interesting. I'm starting to regret. Remember earlier when I traded IRR? I'm starting to regret a little bit not taking the points with Riser. Like, it was 24 points. Could loom large. And with enough S's and stuff left in the pool, I maybe should have just taken the points and hoped to redraw good tiles. I don't know. It didn't really work out well what I did, since I didn't hit a bingo and had to play Sirs on my next turn. So, that, if I do end up losing this game, which I'm certainly not at all resigned to the fact that I'm going to lose at this point, but we'll see. If I do end up losing, though, that'll maybe be a play I look back on and regret a little bit, but I don't know. Very hard to know what would have been best, because on one hand, it's 24 points. On the other hand, you're keeping IR versus EIRS. And I certainly had every reason to expect I was going to bingo with EIRS, but especially on that board, but I didn't. And Quackle getting pretty close now to making a decision. We'll see what it does. It plays TI. Wow. So, alright, I think... Goodness. I mean... I guess I should pass? This is impossible. Or do I pass or do I block? So if I just block through this I mean, like, if it has satire and a blank, it can probably... See, the interesting thing about TI is it stops Tirius and plays like that, because Nat isn't good. It's good in columns, but not in TWL. I mean, it's going to be so easy for me to just miss something with satire blank. There's just so many possibilities. There could be like a 10 or... This is going to take me a while. Okay. I don't think I should pass. Because then Quackle can also just fish again, and I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I think I probably should just block, right? I mean, if I block, I definitely have to block this I. Can it have something here? Like, I don't know. Through this I. So with, like, ins. Probably have to be ins. Like, how about, like, you have to go here. Like, here. Can it do anything here? Tessiture. No. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything it can have there, but I'm not positive just because of how good that pull is. So if it can't go there, so then how about other things through this R? So then this has to either be an E or an I. Well, or the blank, like U or something, but probably an E or an I. But see, the problem is I just don't know if it's going to have enough vowels, because these both have to be vowels also. So, yeah, tieriest, rarities, arteries. I mean, I don't know. Like, does it really matter? Because I think unless it has the blank, it's probably going to have, or unless it doesn't have the blank, it's going to have something through this I. I guess I could also maybe play, what if I play, like, through this AT? Oh, how about Irator? Because that blocks that, too, just in case. There's nothing you can have. I have to also, I have to watch out for grins and brins. I didn't think about rins earlier as hookable because it can't be hooked with AEINRST, but it can be hooked with a blank. And also, is there anything with ism, like a 7 there? Editism? No, I don't think so. Okay, so how about, you have to definitely be very careful of grins and brins. So let me come back to that. And also this psi, which I don't think, now that I played TI, it's going to have anything there. But yeah, so Irator should take care of anything through that R or this I. So it's a pretty good looking play. And yeah, I mean, even if I draw the other I don't see how I can lose. Because, I mean, even if it hits taters for 30 on the bottom, like, that's about 30, right? If it plays taters, say keeping a blank. Like, say I draw the other I and I have AIIT. If it plays taters, that's 30. 7, 85 to 66. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's not going to get 20 points for a blank. And I'll still be able to make a play. Yeah, no, it just doesn't have enough scoring potential to win in the endgame without bingoing. So it has to bingo. Like I said, I feel pretty confident that it doesn't have anything through this I. Because again, it would have to start like TES most likely. And it's just a very specific arrangement. I mean, it's possible I'm missing something though, because I could also start with a blank maybe, or like TEK or TE. How about like T? Like a blank N, 10, Tentoria, inertias. Wow, it feels like there should be something. I don't know. I don't feel 100% confident there's nothing possible there, to be honest. But it's still, I don't know how I'm going to really block it and the I, because I need something. I need like a 7 or something through here. Aranite doesn't work. If I could get a 7 down there through this NA, that would be ideal. I don't think it's possible, though. Trinaries or something. It doesn't work. Anti-air. Alright, no, I don't think that's possible. So yeah, Irator is still looking probably good. But let's talk about brins and grins. So let's look at grins first, and let's go through the possibilities. So, alright, if it doesn't have the A, no. If it doesn't have the E, we're fine. Doesn't have the I targets, that won't fit. R, there's nothing in that. S, I don't think there's anything in... Okay, the T is the one that we need to look at. So there's 5, right? There's Igrits, Siegert, Stagier, Gators, and Triages. None of those fit. So we're okay if he makes the blank a G. And I doubt there's anything with a B, right? I mean, bitters, nothing. Batters doesn't fit either. Bi-state, Batiste. Doesn't work. Bitrate, Badier, Biretta. No, everything just starts with a B. Oh, how about, hold on. Turbias, Barites, Rebates, Baiters. Yeah, I think we're fine there. Okay. And there's nothing that hooks TI. And I don't think there's going to be anything with a P. You know, like Partiest doesn't fit. Alright, guys. So yeah, I think if I play Irator, unless I'm missing something that it could have through that I Trientes, and if it does, like I said, I don't really think I have a good way to block it, because I need at least a 6 through that NA. Because I have to block, I 100% have to block the I in NEA. I just don't think passing makes sense, because it can just fish again. Or if it bingos with something like airtime, or airtimes would actually give me ready RE. But if it bingos with something that doesn't give me, like Metritis with a blank M, that doesn't give me an out bingo, I lose. So, I think Irator, I mean, unless I'm missing something through the I, this wins 100%. So now we just sort of pray I'm not missing something. Oof, okay, let's go. And I did draw the I. So this is that situation. So apparently Toter works out better than Taters. Interesting. Why? Is he getting that much more for AS than the blank? Maybe? But I should still be able to win this easily, given my lead. I mean, how much is Quackle really getting? 11 with as next to Trientes? I mean, how is it getting more? Hey, why didn't they play taters? I feel like I must be missing something. Hold on. Why didn't it play taters for 9 more points? Because it could probably at least get, yeah, it would get, I mean, more than like 2 for the blank. Could probably at least get like 4. Yeah, probably get 4 for the blank. This makes me think there's probably somewhere for at least like 15 with AS. But I'm not seeing it immediately. I don't know. Oh, Sarins! That's clever. Sarins. Nice, that's 16. Okay, that's what it's going for. Totor's setting up Sarins. Nice, okay. And, I mean, I can block. Is it worth it for me to block with it? It might be. So let's see. It nets... it's not a lot of points. It's 8. So that's 8. It goes out with as for 11. It gets 4 more for me, 15. So it's a net of -7. So that's my best play. It's got to be blocking Sarins. If I leave it open, my best play is presumably 8, I would imagine. Yeah, I doubt I'm getting more than that. So that's 14. Sarins is 16, I said, right? Yeah, 16. So -2, and then 2 more is -4. So this is 3 better because this nets -4 for me, whereas it nets -7. So just going to let him have Sarins, and there you go. 399 to 375 is your final score. So interesting. The final score is actually pretty typical of a regular Scrabble game. If anything, on the lower side for top tournament players. Like usually, I average about 430 in tournaments, and it would be about the same for most top experts. So this is actually slightly lower. I mean, this is still well within the normal range of, scores for in a top player game, because if neither player draws amazingly well or it's a fairly defensive game, this is very normal game still, 399 to 375 type of score, but still lower than average for sure to see both under 400. But yeah, I mean, we both bingoed 4 times. And really the difference maker was that I tripled, right? Because if I didn't triple for 122, if this bingo scored like 70 instead, then Quackle would have won. Quackle, because I traded twice, Quackle didn't trade at all. Quackle definitely scored more on its non-bingo plays, but that difference was just not enough to make up for the fact that I tripled. So yeah, this is the play that I think I'm going to look back on and be like, this was the play that I think lost Quackle the game. Because, like, why not just play interest? I don't get it. It's 2 more points. It's not 2 less. It's 2 more. Like, I still would prefer this. I mean, like, for just 2 points. Your opponent just played AA in a game where there are 14 retains and 2 blanks unseen. They probably kept 3 vowels and 2 consonants, and they were probably all good. And you're putting a T in the 6th spot of a triple lane, where you can have ATES, ITES. I mean, a million things. Like, why? It's not like you're going to be down either and you need to take some sort of crazy risk. You're tying the game. Like, I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. Like, if anybody thinks they understand why Quackle would not play interest here instead of Trientes, then I am all ears, because I just do not get it at all. This is the play that was definitely the most baffling to me throughout the game. But alright, let's take a quick look here. Yeah, trading 3 is pretty obvious here. Quackle opens with Tanners, a center. Yeah, once again, EARNSTs and Sarsenet and Stearins. Stearins is not double-double. It doesn't really matter too much here, as long as you double-double. Interesting, keeping AEIN. Not electing to trade. I guess that's reasonable enough with a floating T and 2 S's. Yeah, see, that was the biggest difference, I think. I was definitely more quick to trade when I had racks like this, if I couldn't keep exactly what I wanted. Quackle, I think, tried to play through it a little more. That's probably the biggest difference in how he played. So Saners, yeah, it's either that or Sarines or Sarines. Definitely not Sarines again because of the Sarines, so either of the other 2 are fine. No bingos here for Quackle. Okay, it looks reasonable. There's nothing here, right? Yeah, no, AA looks good. Yeah, and this play, again, I just don't get it. And again, if anyone has a somewhat logical explanation for why Quackle would play Trientes instead of interest, I'd love to hear it, because I got nothing. I don't know. So what else? Wow, so Animates was the only triple. Wow. Interesting. Okay, see, here I definitely would have traded. I would not play Rins keeping RRS, especially at this score. I mean, maybe Rins... Yeah, how about Rinser to set up the S, maybe? I don't know, I guess there's so many S's left. I don't like this. You're still down over 100. Keeping R... You don't want to keep 2 R's in this game. He's got to bingo ASAP. Yeah, this can't be right. Like, I'm curious, if I sim Rins against Rinser, I would be shocked if Rinser does not come out on top. But let's see. I mean, both of them, as you can see, are very bleak. They both only win about 1 or 2% of the time. But yeah, see, Rinser is pretty clearly coming out on top by wins almost double as much as Rins does. Apparently, wins a little over 3%, whereas Rins wins a little under 2%. So yeah, this looks like a mistake by Quackle. Not sure what he was thinking with Rins. And yeah, here I maybe should play Riser. I'm curious. This was the one turn I was curious to sim too, because 24 points actually did end up kind of mattering at the end. And yeah, I think that's enough. That yeah, in this game, 24 points for non-bingo is substantial enough. And there's enough goodies unseen, you know, more S's and E's, that I probably should have just taken the points here. I think I got a little bit too fixated on fishing. So this looks like, I mean, not a big mistake according to the sim. Pretty small mistake. Only a couple tenths of a percent, looks like. Maybe closer to a full percent. So, yeah, Riser's consistently simming ahead. Yeah, let's see if I look here. Our next turn, yeah. So we bingo almost 60% after the trade. Only just so, but we still bingo 30% after Riser, right? That's important to know, because keeping IR, in a normal game, you don't bingo 32% keeping IR. It's kind of a nothing leave. I mean, it's not bad, but, you know, it's not that good. That you're not going to bingo 32%. And that just shows you in this game, right, with all these good tiles, how much that helps offset it. And, I mean, we average, in theory, 17 more after trading, and we score 24 more immediately after Riser. So Riser would have been, I think, a little bit better there, but all right. Yeah, I mean, you're keeping 2 R's again. Like, I don't know. I would have traded again, or played, like, I don't even know what. Yeah, I would have traded here. I don't know. I mean, this is getting, also, Tarns is getting blocked every time. All right, please tell me I didn't miss a bingo. Okay, good. Yeah, this is probably not best equity-wise, but I think I got to block that at this score. Quackle lets down STEARIN. This has to be right. I mean, yeah, I can't play my E here, I don't think. They're getting too scarce. That looks good. Cestine, Asterias. Yeah, it looks clearly correct. Wow. Interesting play. We had the that's amazing. So we had the opposite problems. Quackle had 4 T's and I had 4 I's. This was actually a really fascinating end to this game. Net keeping TTR blank. I guess figuring there's so many vowels left. But I just hate block. Like, you need to bingo if you want. Also, why not net here? Why not net there? Keep that E open for yourself. Huh? I mean, the 6 points almost don't really matter. It's just going to come down to whether you can bingo and whether I do. But, like, why not play net there? I fail to understand that. Or tent. It doesn't matter. I'm simming this. I don't understand why. Is the idea that you're blocking some bingos I could have through the E, maybe, and hoping that maybe that's it? Like, you're blocking some bingos I have and then hoping that you get to bingo down here? I think what Quackle didn't consider, though, right, like we saw during the game, is that I can block. Like, I'm not necessarily going to just make my best equity play. I'm often going to try to block at this score. Because this is enough of a lead for me to play defense in this game. I think that's what Quackle missed here. And this sim probably doesn't reflect that. Because the sim, once again, is always assuming I'm going to make my best equity play. Which, especially with all those I's, is often going to be like AEINRST or INEA, or something that opens the board. So net here maybe makes sense if you assume I'm going to open the board to block some bingos I could have through that E. But overall, against the human, I feel like you should play net or tent over here, just because otherwise the board is in too much danger of getting close, which is what happened, right? So I blocked Tatters, right, with INEA, and it didn't play Radiest or Tardiest, or... So, okay. Wow, so a Trites, I'm just thinking, so a Trites would have lost to Irritate, Tardiest would have lost to Irritate. If it played Radiest, it would have won. It's amazing. Right? Because I had Irritate minus a T. It wouldn't have given me an I or a T. I mean, unless would I have been able to outscore it? 59? I would have gotten Tarrier. Ooh, this would have been close. Wait, so let's see. So I would have... Wait a minute. So I would have had that. So it would have drawn EI. So 93, 78. Tarrier is 24. 402 to 93. It needs 7 with EI, and it's getting it with Ray over here. Yeah, that would have been 12, so I think it would have won by 5. Wow, nail-biter. So if it had played RATINES, I think it would have won. I mean, is that not better than fishing? Because again, if you fish... And also this, yeah, this TI fish doesn't really accomplish anything. Like, if you're going to fish, why not play TA? And at least open something else. I mean, you worried about me playing interior? But also with RATINES, right? Like, you're floating an R when there's already multiple R's and an A. It's actually really hard for me to bingo. Like, I probably only have Retiarii through either the R or the A. I guess, no, Terraria doesn't work. I need another A or another R. It's not easy for me to bingo through that R and the A with the pool. And again, I mean, I guess if you draw 2 I's, you probably do lose in the endgame, actually. Any draw other than 2 I's, I think you go out and win, but maybe not, because maybe, like I said, if you draw like IR, and I play interior, is once again, so up 15 after RATINES, interior puts me up 9, keeping 1. So you need 7 with IR. You might not be getting that, to be honest. You might only be getting 6 with Rin on the bottom right. Then you'd lose, Quackle would lose by 1. That would be pretty funny. So maybe that's what Quackle's logic was. Maybe actually after RATINES, there's some draws. Like I said, II, IR, potentially, where it could even, maybe even RR, possibly? I'm not sure. If I block air to go out, then maybe I can win. But maybe that's what Quackle is thinking, that if it draws certain things, it might lose by like 1. If I just play like interior. That's fascinating. Wow. I mean, maybe a Trites then, to score 2 more points. It's also harder for me to get a 7 through that A now, probably. I need interior. You do allow irritate now through that T, which I would have had. That's the problem. I don't know. I could spend a while, guys, going through this position. I know we're already over 40 minutes for the video, so I'm not going to do it. Another idea I was looking at, too, maybe is TAT to set up the S. I mean, as long as you draw a vowel, you're often going to hit a bingo, and it's not that easy for me to block. So I don't know. TI doesn't feel right. It just feels like I'm going to play through this I, and you're not bingoing anywhere. And you're not, at that point, you're not winning without a bingo. So again, I think Quackle's fault here is just not considering that as a human, I'm going to play defensively, which is what I did. I think you either have to just bingo and bite the bullet and hope I can't bingo back and that you draw a good out, or you got to fish in a way that actually opens something like TAT or TA. But you can't just do TI like it played. Like, that's just not going to work against the human. And I think Iraider should win 100% of the time. I don't feel like waiting for Champ to go through all this here. You know, I'll just pause the video and I'll come back to you guys once Champ is done. I'm curious what it finds. So, Quackle Championship player wants me to play this. Why? Does Iraider ever lose? Huh? I mean, seriously, where's Quackle bingo? Yeah, I think Quackle Championship player is just broken there because there's just so many good tiles in a blank. Iraider doesn't lose because I just put in all 8 tiles. There's no sub-anagram that yields a bingo. I mean, pretty much would have to be through this I, and there's nothing, right? And like I said, if it plays for 30 down there, it's just not going to win. So, yeah, I don't know. Iraider was a good play. It wins 100%. It was a very good play. It was a perfect play. Quackle is not giving me credit for it. Maybe just being a sore loser. I don't know. But in any case, Quackle doesn't find it. 8, I assume, is the best endgame. Yep. And then STEARIN say, wow, all right, so I think I played really well. I mean, maybe my trade 3 instead of Riser was ill-advised. That's, if anything, I think where I made a mistake. But otherwise, I think I played really soundly. Inia and Iraider were both plays I was super proud of. Especially Inia, I think. Not just panicking and playing Inia on the top left or Iris and trying to play some defense. I think that was a really good play. Quackle made some bad plays. I mean, Trientes, like I said, I just don't get it. Rins and Tarns didn't seem good. Net through that E didn't seem good, and TI didn't seem good. So I'm probably more critical than I usually am of Quackle this game, but I have to say, no offense to Quackle, I think it made some very poor decisions this game. So I'm going to say I definitely played better than Quackle did this game, and yeah, definitely happy with this one. Good win, and it was definitely fun and interesting. Very interesting game, especially at the end. Some cool positions with all those satire blank type of possibilities in the pool. So I hope you guys enjoyed that and maybe learned something here and there. And yeah, of course, shout out as always to the sub who suggested this idea. Really appreciate it. And please keep the suggestions for modified tile bag and board Scrabble coming. And we'll see what we can come up with next. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Apologies for the long video, but thanks for bearing with me and hope you guys found it enjoyable. And I'll see you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.